And welcome to the show. We are live on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. It's Mike and Molson here to mangle the news for you.
Yes, plenty of it to mangle. By the way, before we start in on this, well, that to begin, if I'm distracted a bit, there is a full-grown adult zipping up and down my street on one of those scooters, those motorized scooters, not like the ECVs, like the
Right.
stand-up ones. Um, what is the age limit on that of the amount of times you can just zip up and down a street? Because this is a grown-ass man
Yeah.
who is just going up and down. Like he's going up and down like 4 or 5 times already. What is the limit for a
He's
grown-ass
making a
man?
spectacle of himself.
Yeah. Like, and
Yeah.
he's staring down people on the side. Like, he's in the street. He's not even on the sidewalk. He's in the middle of the street, just zipping up and down as fast as he can. I'm hoping that he biffs it at some point. I should set up a camera on the side here to catch it, because then it'd be a great Twismo for next week if he
Absolutely.
just biffs it in the middle of the street. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to derail the show right
No,
away.
no. I wanna see that happen live.
But he was just at some point you just got to go, okay, that's cool, man. You got one of those motorized scooters, but you're like 35. Just settle it down, son.
Man, I'm impressed here in Chicago. People are on those things on Michigan Avenue, and they're zipping in and out of traffic and everything. It's like that just seems like a death wish.
Yeah, it doesn't seem safe.
No.
So, and this guy's got he's full Florida man. He's got no helmet.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's on flip flops, just a shirt and some shorts. So it's going to end badly for him somewhere along the route. I'm just hoping it happens outside my window as we begin the show here. Appreciate everyone tuning in and all our new subscribers. Are you on Pope Watch?
There's yeah. Well, no, I mean all the little cardinals went to bed, so it's nighttime there. We've already gotten the black smoke, so nothing's going to happen here tonight.
Okay.
But there's a live look at St. Peter's Square, where absolutely nothing is going on. It's a good thing that we're using excessive bandwidth and the most modern technology available to us for that.
I didn't realize. I guess I should. Growing up Catholic, and by the way, comment wherever you're watching from. We appreciate you tuning in. That it was such a spectacle and entrance. Like, I didn't realize they all had to like come in and like sign a book and like do the holy thing and like put on a ring. And I should have known better. Like I said, growing up Catholic, of all the the traditions and everything else and the Catholic stenics. I should have known that, like, especially when they come in, even in your regular church with the incense and everything else. I should have known it was going to take a while. But like, I just saw on YouTube, it was a 2 hour and 20-minute thing.
It's a big deal, yeah. Yeah. Do you know the Pope hammer story?
Pope hammer? What?
Yeah. They got it. They don't use it anymore, but there was a time when the only way they could verify that a pope had passed was by hitting him on the head with a hammer.
Oh, to make sure the Pope had died?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's a religious person, so you never know.
I think they stopped this like in the 1960s or something, but it was used to tap the recently deceased pope on the forehead, calling him by his Christian name. If there was no answer...
Dead.
if he doesn't go, ow! Cut it out!
Knock it off, Cardinal Bertucci.
The Pope was declared dead. The ritual is said to have been used the last time for Pope John the 23rd. So I think that was like in the 60s or 50s or something. I can't remember exactly when that was, but
even
recently,
in the 1900s, they would still boink him on the head.
Yeah, recently enough where you could have just, I don't know, shoved him or put a mirror under his nose or I don't know, EKG. I mean, we had all that modern technology.
Not in the Vatican. We do it the old-fashioned way. If we think you're dead, you're going to get whacked in the head with a hammer. Because if you're not dead then, you will be dead now after we knock some sense into you.
Yeah, but not a very good picture of it here. But yeah, there's a golden hammer behind there that you just, it's the Pope whacking hammer.
Whacking hammer?
Just whack him on the head. See if he's still poping around.
It's Pope whacking day.
Yeah.
Everybody celebrate accordingly. Well, besides Pope Watch, there is also something emanating around the internet. It has for the past couple of weeks. It's the question of who would win a fight between 100 men and a gorilla. Now, I don't know why this started, how this started. I think it was like during the pandemic was the question was originally asked, and now as things do on the internet, the trend comes back around. But that has been the dilemma and the question of, in a battle between 100 men and a gorilla, who would win? Now, the men can't use weapons.
Right.
So it's just like 100 guys and a gorilla. Who's going to win the fight?
And it's one of those beefy silverback gorillas, I think, is the one they're using in the
Yes.
example.
Oh, yeah.
Does this go
Yeah.
back to the thing that they used to do? It was like, do you feel safer in the woods with a bear or a man? Is that what that's referring to, or is this something else?
No, I think it's one of the ones of, do you think you can, what's the old adage? Do you think you could beat up 100 duck-sized horses or one
Okay,
horse-sized duck? Like, wasn't that the question they had? It was something
I do remember
absolutely
that.
ridiculous.
Yes, I do remember that.
Like, yeah. So I think it was a kind of spawned off of that. But there is a gorilla over in China who has fired the first shot in this debate from the gorilla point of view. Let me introduce you to this gorilla. I think Ding Zhang is its name. And this gorilla has been performing for individuals over in the zoo in China for a while now. And it has been known to throw things in the past, like flowers or dirt at people. This is
Okay.
at the Nanning Zoo. And this happened on May 1st, where somehow there was a rock that ended up in his enclosure there. And so, being the gorilla that he is and being inquisitive, picks it up. And as we go to the video here, you can see people are wanting him to throw it because, hey, he's thrown it before. He interacts with the crowd. It's kind of his shtick. That's what he does. I don't think they realize that it's a real rock when they're trying to get him to actually throw it. So there's Jinjing. He's like, yeah, okay. I got it in my hand now. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. We're going to look at that guy with the water bottle, like, throw it at me. Throw it at me. I want to be part of this fun. And he's like, oh, do you now? Do you? All right, get a little bit of momentum. Here we go. Psych! Not going to throw it that time. And whoop! There goes the rock right into the crowd.
Wow, that's a big rock.
It was a big rock. Now, the guy who's shaking his head, now this is the opposite camera angle. The guy who was shaking his head, I think it kind of grazed him, or the mud from the rock grazed him, because the gentleman who actually took it in the old dome had to have medical attention.
No kidding.
Yeah, they had to bring the medics out. The person was taken to the hospital, though the injuries were later confirmed to be just minor. The source of the rock is under investigation, and so we shall see. But the first salvo in 100 men versus a gorilla, this gorilla said, I have weapons, and I'm not afraid to use them. I will chuck them at you.
There's all kinds of rocks right here. Why is it? What's to investigate? He's surrounded by rocks.
Well, those rocks he can't pick up. Those are more permanent part of the enclosure. This was somehow found in the enclosure so that he could discus throw it into the crowd of dopes who are yelling, throw it at me, throw it at me. I just love the psych out first.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm gearing up. Here we go. You want it, you want it, you want it. Ha-ha! And then the second time around, into the crowd.
Incredible.
Bonk. Yeah. So there you go. That's the first salvo. If you think 100 men can take a gorilla, think again.
Animals are getting more human-like, according to this little place in Ohio.
Oh, my God.
This is the place where they're supposedly eating cats and dogs. Now we've got a raccoon smoking a meth pipe.
Yeah. I grabbed this story just for the pure visuals of it. There is an individual. I'm trying to see her name. The officer's name is Austin Branham, is the officer in question. He pulled over this woman who is a 55-year-old individual, according to Victoria Vidal of Akron. All right. So the police pull her over. They detain her without incident. And when they go up to her, things took an unusual turn when they walked towards the car When he went back to the car, he saw a raccoon sitting in the driver's seat.
Well, here's
As
the
if that wasn't
Brad,
startlingly enough, Chewie had a meth pipe in his mouth.
Chewie the
Yes,
raccoon.
that is Chewie the raccoon. So this woman pulled over. They take her out of the car. They come back to kind of search it, and there's Chewie the raccoon with his meth pipe.
Here is the body cam footage from the police officer.
Hi, how are we doing today? I'm Officer Brandon, Springfield Township Police Department.
Okay, stop it, Josh. How are you?
So the reason I stopped you is you are suspended with a warrant for your arrest.
I am?
So
You know, isn't that the reaction you always get? Is I am? What warrant?
I had no idea. I'm just driving this tenement on wheels with a dog and a raccoon in there. And by the way, 55 for that woman. Kids, don't do meth.
Hey, does the passenger seat have like a roll cage on it? I mean, it looks like like they have a NASCAR so the driver doesn't go flying out. Is that what it looks like?
Yeah, I think it's because Chewie's over there.
Oh, okay.
And they don't want Chewie to get out the window.
do me a favor, turn off the car, put the keys up on the dash, detain you for that warrant, and because you are suspended actively. Oh. Hey.
What?
Come here.
Hello?
The raccoon has her meth pipe.
Oh my god.
Her meth pipe.
You gotta be-
He's playing with the meth
Hello?
pipe right now. No, don't reach
I'm
for it.
done yet.
That's
I knew
evidence
where you
now.
were at.
Oh, I don't want him to have
Well,
that.
that's why I'm gonna do it.
But I don't want him to have it.
Huh?
It's okay.
Okay, you're on Arlington. He'll be here in 2 minutes. I'm right across from my office.
I mean, wait.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm still obsessed with the passenger side of there's lattice work. It's like do you see the back seat?
That because that's her house.
I guess so.
That has to be her house.
What, is she growing
there's
tomatoes?
Yes, there's tomatoes in the back in the back seat passenger side. There's Chewie the meth raccoon in the passenger seat, and I don't know what dog is back there that she was talking about when the officer first approaches the vehicle.
But the officer now just has an absolute giggle fit over this whole thing.
Okay, you're on Arlington. He'll be here in 2 minutes. I'm right across from my office.
Is that what that
A
is?
few minutes?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is what she's smoking meth in.
Okay.
The raccoon's playing with her meth pipe.
All right.
Oh, there's no. He's trying to smoke it. There's no way. All right. Enough fun and games.
Here.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Oh wow, there's.
Yeah, he's on his way here.
Keep an eye. She was trying to take the meth pipe out of the car. Just keep an eye on her real quick.
She's trying to use her pet raccoon to get rid of the evidence. You gotta smuggle that out there, trash panda Chewie. You sold me out. You're supposed to go out the other way and get rid of the evidence and just do raccoon things free.
No,
Be free.
He's double fisting it.
He could have been the king of the raccoon community. He could have been the drug kingpin, the drug czar. Look what I got. But instead, Chewie's probably going to have to go into rehab. He's got some stories to tell. There's the reason why that guy left the body cam on in that one, because no one else would believe him. Imagine if he didn't have the body cam footage, if he were to go back to the station and be like, you're never going to guess what I saw today.
Yeah.
A raccoon with a meth pipe.
You can't get your phone out fast enough before the raccoon does that.
Yeah. So there you go.
We always, I think sex and poo is always a big topic here on the Sex and Poo Show.
Yeah, that's right. That is our AKA, Mike and Molson Mangle the News, AKA Sex and Poo podcast.
Seems to be where we always fall with things. And got a story out of Kentucky where this couple decides they're going to have some sex, but they do it at the state police barracks. You know, you pull off to the side of the road, Lover's Lane, one of those things, but they chose the police barracks.
Is it Kentucky or Connecticut?
I have Connecticut.
Okay, yes. Connecticut pair. Yeah, this is the worst possible place to be amorous where they decide to be.
About 12:31 in the afternoon, troopers...
Ooh, skyrockets in flight.
Troopers pull into the parking lot of the Troop H police barracks, and they saw a sports car blocking the gated entry. since the
Okay,
entrance.
first off, what are you doing blocking an entry? That's going to end badly for you in the middle of the afternoon to begin with.
Apparently, I don't think that they were thinking about where they were having sex. They just wanted to have sex.
Well, there is that. There is that. When the mood hits, sometimes the urge takes over and you don't think straight. I get that. Okay, I digress.
So the trooper went up and saw both occupants were undressed and engaged in, my favorite, lewd activities.
Ooh, they were doing something real wrong.
Now, I've blacked out the people who were engaged in the lewd activities because I think that's a key part of this story. So we're going to now reveal, if you're the officer on the scene and you walk up and you bang 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 tap on the door, what's going on in there? This
Now,
is what was.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's much like nude beaches. It's never who you want it to be.
Oh my gosh!
It wasn't like some people on the internets or OnlyFans filming content. No. It was this.
This is not Pretty Woman at all.
No.
They were both asked to compose themselves and step out of the car. Would you please compose yourselves?
From your lewd activities.
Yeah. They then failed a field sobriety test. You is right. They then attempted to. She admitted to police that she engages in sex work. What do you do for a living? I engage in sex work.
From time to time, if I see a willing participant.
They were placed in custody and now facing the following charges: illegal operation of a motor vehicle under the influence of alcohol, improper parking, criminal trespass of the third degree, soliciting sexual acts / exchange for sexual conduct. Meanwhile, the woman was facing the following charges: use of drug paraphernalia, possession of a controlled substance, criminal trespass, soliciting sexual acts / engage in sexual conduct. He has been released on $10,000 bond. She is being held on $1,000 bond. She can't seem to come up with that money.
Well, that means she must not be very successful in her endeavors.
Yeah.
If she can't come up with that kind of money. I feel bad for her, but
I do too. We're making fun, but oh my gosh, that's hazard pay for the officer, right?
Oh yeah. When you're just trying to go into work. It's the state trooper barracks. It's not like this was a call where he went to the house where you're not convinced what's going to be going on. You're not even started your day. You're just driving in the parking lot going, okay, what's going on here? And you see these two either boobs up or butt in the air. I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
And you have to put up with that visual for the rest of your day.
Yeah, that was not. I don't think there was a lot of romance going on. I don't think it was like in Titanic, when the windows get all steamed up and the hand goes up on the, I don't think it was like that. I don't know, but I don't think it was.
I don't think it was make out point. I don't think it was prom night or anything along those lines. I think you're dead on there, Johnny. I think that was just, it was like the Bloodhound Gang, the Bad Touch. You and me, baby, are nothing but manners.
Did you hear that?
Everything okay? So we move
from... The back of my desk just fell off.
Oh, my God. We move...
I think it's okay, but I hope the rest of the desk doesn't fall down. Wow.
Oh, here we thought that the guy on the scooter was going to be the issue. I didn't realize it. Where'd you get that from, IKEA?
I don't... I put it together, so whatever happened is my fault.
Oh, okay. All right.
Please,
well, let's hope the rest
proceed.
of the desk. Yeah. So we go from those two doing it in a car to this lady doing something on the car. Now, this was a story from about a week ago where there was this road rage incident, easy for me to say, in Pennsylvania. And this woman decided at that point that she was just going to get out of the car, and she just dropped a growler right on the hood of the car during the situation. She has since been revealed to be an adult content creator on OnlyFans, where she caters to, what would you think, Johnny? What do you think is what she caters to as a fetishist on the old OnlyFans?
Oh, I don't know. It's not underwear, is it?
No, she's not. She's not doing that. She is a foot fetish specialist.
Okay.
And for a mere $7.99 a month, Here's what you can get. By the way, the original situation, her name is Christina Solometto, 44. The original incident happened around 5 p.m. on April 29th, where she just took a dump on the hood of someone else's car. By the way, the incident there, when she said that it was a clean poop and she didn't even have to wipe, was one of the things she told the arresting officers. That's how it was able to come out so fast. Go ahead.
Can I just jump in here for a second? Because it seems that we're overlooking what she has been accused of, and we're going right to, oh my God, she's on OnlyFans. And I really think of all of the offenses that are happening here, the OnlyFans one really isn't that big of a deal.
You're probably correct. I think the initial shock of, since it was last week, the initial shock of what she actually did has kind of glazed over because people want to know more. It's the internet. When you see someone get out of the car and just be, my biggest thing is, how can you just do that on command?
I know.
Like, I don't know if I would have one on deck to where if someone were to have angered me while I'm driving, that I would have enough to be able to walk out, drop trowel, get it out, and then just get back in my car and go in the amount of time in which she did.
It's, in other articles that I've read, it's being described as not quite as solid as she is describing it.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that's why she was a little upset she got cut off. But here's the other part then. If that's why you're upset the person's not going fast enough or whatever, the road rate, what was the road rate incident?
No. Here's what's here. Let's go to Fox 29 and their report, because it's not a road rage thing. The person who got attacked just happened to be going in the same direction as her. She thought she was being followed.
Oh, so the road rage thing had already transpired. And
that's what caused the road rage. Yeah, she said, "Oh my God, this woman's following me. I'm gonna go crap on her hood."
Okay. As if she wouldn't want to follow you for insurance info at that point.
Here are some very uncomfortable local anchors telling the story.
Well, talk about a crappy situation in Delco. By now, you've seen the video. It's splattered everywhere. The video.
Oh God. Do you have to add the video that is?
Did you have to say splattered?
Well, that's very descriptive. But then to say the video that is, come on, man. Although he lived for this.
The woman, they say, defecated on another driver's car. It's always awkward when news anchors have to say the word defecating, but...
You made it awkward.
Yeah, you made it awkward. Yeah, you could. You first of all, you started off with a video that was titled "Crappy Situation." Then you said "splattered." Defecate is actually the least ridiculous of the words you've used.
Or you could just say "crap" as well. They crapped in the car instead of defecated to make it sound all refined.
Here we are tonight. This is the 10 o'clock news. I'm Jason Martinez.
I'm Dawn Timoney.
It's the lead story. They came out the gate with this.
This is the human interest story. That's the bumper to the commercial. This isn't the now tonight headlining our news. Someone shits on a hood of a car.
Yeah. It's like there's nothing. It's not bombing the Houthis. It's not the Pope. It's not, it's not any number of things. This is what they come out the gate with.
Okay. Take it away, Dawn.
Police say it all started with a case of road rage that quickly escalated into a shocking scene. Our Chris O'Connell is live for us tonight in Prospect Park.
And Chris, the strange case has a lot of people asking a simple question. Why?
A strange case to
stop right here for a second. Do you think Chris seems like a seasoned reporter? It seems like Chris has been around the block. Do you ever think young, wide-eyed Chris O'Connell, when he first got that job covering news, in a million years thought he would have to go live on location for a story where a woman pooped on the hood of someone else's car?
Your instincts are
think you ever
sharp.
thought that?
Your instincts are sharp,
Okay.
Mike Wenmacher, because that is going to come up in this.
Guys, in fact, so strange. Many people thought this story was fake, but according to Prospect Park police, the Delco pooper is all too real, and she's under arrest tonight.
Can you tell us what happened?
The lady chased me. She chased me and I asked her not to attack me.
That is 44-year-old Christina Solometto being put into a Prospect Park police car, but you may know her by this, now viral video. Police say the Ridley Park mother is the woman seen getting out of her car and, yes, defecating on the hood of the car of another woman. She's seen getting right back into her black Nissan we saw parked outside of her home tonight.
They were both headed in the same direction. They both lived not far from one another. And the woman in the dark colored car thought the woman was following her, which was actually just going home.
The incident happened Tuesday evening near the corner of 4th and Madison.
So yeah, they happen to live in the same.
A half a block away from a Little League game.
Yeah.
Oh, those poor kids.
I know.
Having to see all that.
So yeah, they happen to live in roughly the same neighborhood, and so the pooper thought she was being followed.
Okay.
That's what
The
got her
Delco
so
pooper.
enraged. Yeah.
All right.
The Delco defecator video has left some neighbors speechless.
I don't know. It's been running through my mind all day since I've heard about it.
Just another day in Delco.
Solometto was booked on charges including
Just another day in Delco? Is this something that happens quite often in the neighborhood?
Yep. Oh yeah. It must be Thursday.
Someone pooped on someone's hood.
Mm-hmm.
Continue.
indecent exposure, disorderly conduct, and a misdemeanor depositing waste on the highway.
On the highway?
It slid off. That's a misdemeanor.
Why is that a statute?
It's just another day in Delco, Johnny. That's why.
Depositing waste on the highway.
That's why they had to put it in there.
Mm-hmm. Don't you kind of want to go back in time to the Pennsylvania legislature and see exactly when that statute got put into the record?
I do. Very much so. What the vote was.
Getting arrested, Solometto says.
I have a sickness.
She didn't elaborate on the sickness, but the bizarre case has now gotten international attention. Not the kind this police chief wants.
It can't happen in this community. No town wants this to happen in their town. I mean, the recognition a town gets over this kind of thing, it's really unwelcome. We don't want
Just another day in Delco, Chief.
Yeah, Chief Madonna. Why don't you go vogue somewhere else, Chief Madonna?
In front of a judge tonight, according to court records we just checked, she has posted $1,000 bail tonight. Guys?
It's hard to believe,
Most expensive number 2 of her life.
Thank you, Chris.
I've been doing this a while. This is a new one.
Absolutely.
Absolutely for Chris. This is a new one.
Chris.
Never covered a story like that before.
Chris is not getting a local Emmy.
No, unfortunately he is not. By the way, Solometto there, if you're interested, her handle on OnlyFans is @Neens_toes. And she says she would love to show you her pretty toes decorated with your favorite color nail polish, sometimes decorated in jewelry. Tiptoe with me and you'll see. Come with my feet and toes on a fabulous journey beyond your wildest dreams, says her profile. So, crapping on cars aren't the only sickness that she has.
Yeah, she's really gonna be on some underground fetish sites now.
Yeah, she's open to special requests. And of course, people have now filled her inbox with a bunch of requests having to do with the other situation that just happened. So there you go.
We're not done with the nude. We have a small town where neighbors are all upset because this is in Kansas, Winfield, Kansas, because a guy has been walking around nude. He just takes a walk. There's nothing. He's just a naked guy walking. And that appears to be the problem. You would think
Yeah.
that a naked guy walking would be cause for arrest, but apparently that's not enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't public indecency? I mean, I guess, does he have to do lewd behavior like the other two schmoes from earlier on?
Stand by as we go to
this is Chris O'Connell when he first started.
Mike, Rachel, Cali County taking the first steps tonight at their commission meeting to stop the naked neighbor. The county commission authorizing both the Cali County sheriff and the county attorney to begin writing a new ordinance that will make the naked walks illegal.
He did say, "Nake the naked walk."
Nake the naked walk?
We need to nake the naked walk illegal.
And the county attorney to begin writing a new ordinance that will make the naked walks illegal.
Yeah, he did. Cale Chapman, Nake the naked walk. This is your big break, man. You could have won a local Emmy for this.
Yeah. He can go into politics. Let's nake naked walk nake again.
That's right. Just all end.
And the county attorney to begin writing a new ordinance that will make the naked walks illegal.
I've never heard of anything like this. Very bizarre. I mean, I think it's totally wrong.
I want to see it stopped. I want it to be illegal.
People in the IXL Elementary neighborhood south of Arkansas City are fed up with one of their neighbors who refuses to stop walking naked through the streets.
We've got small children. We've got small children who live right there. They've got grandkids. I've got grandkids. There's a school, you know, a couple blocks down the road, and it's unacceptable.
Neighbors have called the sheriff to come deal with the naked man, but the sheriff says under current laws, nothing the naked man is doing is illegal.
And unfortunately, in that statute, we have to show that he has an intent to arouse himself or others. We were not able to prove that in this case.
Now parents and neighbors are demanding action.
That's the stickler.
That's the issue. That's the issue. We have to, we weren't able to show he has an intent to arouse himself or others in this case.
So if those two, if that one grandma, who by the way looks younger than Zippy the squirrel or Zippy the raccoon's lady, if either of those women had said, "I would love me some more of that. That gets my motor revving," then they could arrest him because he would have been arousing someone else.
That's real. Yeah. So if they, right. If she would have picked up the phone and said, "There's a naked man walking around my neighborhood and it's turning me on. You've got to come arrest him."
I don't know what I'm going to do. What do I do with myself? So that's the stickler. That's the sticking point right there. Yikes.
So they have gone to the council, the county council or whatever it is, to rewrite the ordinance saying that you can't just be swinging it out in public like that, regardless of what your intent is or the arousal of the various grandmas in town.
Let me ask you this. Do you think he knows that's the loophole, and when he gets home is when the arousal starts? Like, he does it because he knows he can get away with it, and then he gets home and goes, "Yeah, I did it again." It seems like a kink thing to do. Or maybe he's just a naturalist. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm guessing he's a naturalist, but it's like you're just walking around in your bare feet just stepping on twigs and pebbles. I mean, that's just, what part of this is enjoyable?
Yeah, that's true. There's no sidewalk there. He's just walking on the side of the road. Poor people driving by having to see your dangus swinging there as you walk around, you mope. Yikes. Is that the Sex and Poo segment of the show?
I think we need to take a break.
Okay, we need a commercial break real quick.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit our sponsor then.
All right, so we have the great hair. This is why we miss Harry Carey for what we're about to watch here.
This is fantastic. Found this earlier today. It's baseball season. Enjoy, Harry Carey.
Hello again, everybody. This is Harry Carey. You know, working a ball game really makes me hungry, and when I'm hungry, I can't help but think of the great Mexican foods made with La Preferida products. Just as a home run adds excitement to a baseball game, La Preferida sauces add excitement to your meal. If you want to hit a grand slam for your team, simply serve up a tasty dish made with La Preferita foods. Holy cow, what a meal!
What a professional. What a professional. Chip askew out of his mouth. I got to hit my catchphrase. We only got 30 seconds. Cut, print.
And you know it's like Frank Sinatra. He came in, did it, one take, left.
Oh, yeah. He came in, he slammed a Budweiser, he went in. By the way, that's everyone's cabinets from a certain bygone era. Everyone had those same kitchen cabinets.
Oh, yeah.
And you're right. He's like, I got to get through this as quick as possible. One take, Jake. In, out, we're done.
God, look at that. That bright red jacket.
Oh, it's great.
Unbuttoned down to like the bottom of his sternum.
Oh, yeah. He just came from Tavern on Rush.
Right. No, I think he
Over
just
to
came
those-
from the bleachers. He had his shirt off in the bleachers, like he used to do.
Play me the end of that again, if you would, please.
Absolutely.
Grand slam for your team, simply serve up a tasty dish made with La Preferita foods. Holy cow, what a meal!
I got a hot date to get to. I got to spit out my catchphrase. Holy cow, what a meal. Oh, yeah, I almost spit out the chip.
It's a plate of nachos. Holy cow, what a meal.
You just ate a chip. You didn't even put any of the sauces. You just talked about how great they were. You're saying how the sauces were great, and that's not even a La Preferita chip.
Right.
That's probably a different brand. Oh, Harry. God bless you.
Boy, and you gotta really appreciate how the whole pantry is nothing but La Preferita. Taco shells,
There's a lot of
salsa,
sauces.
and sauce, and some refried beans over there on the left, it looks like.
I love that. And it's all taco shells. It's not any chips. It's all taco shells.
I think that's what he bit into, was a taco shell.
A tasty dish made with La Preferita foods. Holy cow, what a meal!
Sorry, I can't get over just how true professional he is. Hey, this is 30 seconds. I got to get in and get out. Holy cow, what a meal!
Yeah, do you think there was a director sitting somewhere off camera going, the chip was hanging out of your mouth, Mr. Carey. Do you want to try this again? Nope, gotta go. Bye.
Nope, you paid for the 30-second spot. What I give you? I gave you 30 damn seconds. I'm out. Holy cow, what a meal, La Preferita.
Oh, God, I miss him. He is so good.
I do too. He was so good. So there's our commercial break there.
Yeah.
You can't miss this next gentleman, though, because he is everywhere with his podcast. Is it still number one? I mean, we're coming for him. I know we're close.
Yeah,
That might have touched people, but we're right on their tails of both of them. But Joe Rogan had a guy on, as he tends to, who has said that he knows not just that UFOs have landed on Earth, but exactly how many and where they've landed. This guy's former CIA. And to your point, when we were talking before the show, and comment in wherever you're watching from here, it always seems these dopes are 30 years removed. I don't know if there's an NDA they have to sign or what. And when they get so specific on things, it makes their story unbelievable to me. You think it'd be the opposite?
I think that's it. We'll play a clip here from this, because I think a lot of us feel that, sure, there's probably something else out there in the universe. That's completely plausible. It's not crazy to think, and it's not too far of a stretch to say, well, maybe something's come and visited us. But the way this guy describes, now you said this guy is ex-CIA, is that right?
Yes, that is a former CIA scientist. Dr. Hal, his last name is Puthoff. Dr. Hal Puthoff, Puthoff. He's a physicist and electrical engineer who worked on the government's psychic, spy, and UFO research programs. Revealed on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, U.S. military has recovered 10 crashed UFOs since 1940s. The 88-year-old who is briefly connected to the Church of Scientology and has openly discussed his belief in the existence of extraterrestrials, was a former project leader for the CIA's remote viewing program, which taught mentally gifted individuals how to physically see distant objects and targets with their minds.
Yeah, so that was a big chunk of this interview, was saying that he enlisted the help of remote viewers who could see things on the planet. Well, so listen to the way, and it just bums me out, because it would be fascinating if we had proof that UFOs had visited us, and I kind of want it to be true, but I also just can't get on board with this guy.
Back to the question that you mentioned a little earlier, though, about, what's the source of this? Like I said, it's an embarrassment of riches. There's so much observation. The idea that it may be a scout coming by from some other planet and checking us out and heading off or whatever. They could be spacecraft from some other galaxy whipping through here. Or maybe there's some Atlanteans left over from eons ago, and they're just kind of hiding out in the seabed or on some mountain range someplace. Or maybe some ET group showed up here 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 years ago, and they're hiding out with some bases locally and so on. And of course, we have a fellow by the name of a professor by the name of Masters.
That's too many groups that are still possibly here.
It feels too fanciful.
Correct.
Okay. He doesn't sound like a scientist. That's the thing that's bugging me. It doesn't sound like he's just saying, well, it might be Atlanteans who used to be underwater, or maybe it just happens to be someone cruising by who wanted to check us out. It could be that. Joe Rogan goes on to ask, could it be from another dimension?
Could it be ET is what throws me off.
Right.
It's like, could it be a bunch of ETs? What?
Right.
Welcome home.
Yeah, they kind of lost the ability to say E.T. after the movie E.T. came out.
Correct.
That, maybe it's time travelers from the future coming back. And then there's the whole idea, since physicists like to talk about additional dimensions, maybe they come from another. So anyway, then in my ultra-terrestrials paper, I list everyone I can think of and say, we should be exploring all of these. So at this point, I would say we know it's NHI, non-human intelligence, but it's not clear what the source is. Maybe at a higher level of classification than I had access to, and maybe it's known.
Okay. I'm like you. I want to believe, but it's all over the place. It's like, it could be this, it could be that. And we know it's NIH, but NHI, non-human intelligence. Didn't know that was a thing.
No, I didn't know either. I mean, it sounds like the guy was just watching Saturday afternoon sci-fi movies and just saying things that he saw. Again, I'm sure he's got a nice background and all the credentials and pedigree that you need for this sort of thing. But it just doesn't. It sounds so bananas that it's making it hard for me to believe him.
Well, not only that, he goes on to say that he believes that perfectly intact UFOs have been left as quote unquote donations for humans around the globe to find and learn from.
Right.
So now we are the alien Salvation Army, I guess. I mean, they just dropped off and be like, here you go. You can pick that up if you'd like.
I mean, you notice at no point did either of us make that Joe Rogan face when he looks like he's just been told an amazing conspiracy.
That Nicolas Cage just stole the Declaration of Independence and has a map on the back of it. That's what he looks like right there. What?
Yeah.
And that guy's beating us in the ratings because he gets good guests like that. Like Dr. Putoff.
Yeah, I'm fascinated. I'd love to hear more about it, but there's something about it that just does not ring believable to me.
No, I'm with you. I want to believe, but it's just the way he willy-nilly just threw out, to your point, all the different permutations does seem like a guy who just watched a bunch of movies and said, yeah, that could be it, or maybe that one, or maybe over there.
Yeah. I guess if Japanese claymation people could have invented it 70 years ago, it doesn't qualify as a potential extraterrestrial. There, that's my statement, and I'm going to stand by that.
It could, you never know. It could be Voltron, the defenders of the galaxy, just kind of, coming in. The Lions unite. There's a big robot that's in the sky. Could be Gundam Wing. We don't know. Could be Road. I'm just going through all my Saturday morning cartoons now.
Man.
But yeah, you got to be. His specificity is overgeneralized, if that makes sense.
Sure, I'll go with that.
Okay.
I'll go with that. And I miss when we had really good conspiracies. I mean, the conspiracies are just crappy these days, aren't they? Because we've got another group of people who are mad at Doppler radar.
Why? It's helpful. It tracks storms. What are you upset about?
There's a group called Veterans on Patrol.
That sounds like a terrible police academy.
It does.
Police Academy 12, Veterans on Parole.
They've been defined as an anti-government militia organization, and they think that these Doppler radar stations are, quote, weather weapons.
Oh, God, this again.
They've had several encounters. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration has had several encounters physically or virtually with veterans on patrol. The group is advocating for anyone and everyone to join them in conducting penetration drills on NEXRAD to identify weaknesses in which they can be used to ultimately destroy the sites.
God. By the way, penetration drills is what that poor cop happened upon in front of the barracks.
The group referred to the NEXRAD system towers as weather weapons and claimed there were no laws preventing American citizens from destroying weapons.
Yeah, but that's not a weapon, you doof. And destroying things is usually against the law. I'm just saying.
Well, but they say it's a weapon, and so therefore...
Well, let me ask Veterans on Parade or whatever the hell their name is. If there's no law against destroying weapons...
Veterans on Patrol, but I like yours better.
I picture them like some weird-ass Shriners driving around their cars with their penetrating drills.
Right. That's probably right.
Veterans on Parade. No shade on the Shriners. But if they think you can destroy weapons, is it okay then if I go... I guess I'm breaking into their house, but let's say they were to leave their guns in the middle of the street. Could I just run them over and that wouldn't be destroying property then? Because that's a weapon. You can't arrest me. That's a weapon. I can destroy that.
Yeah. And
I can smelt your knives.
You sit there and you go, man, these are some crazy fringe people. And yet, in Florida, in the state where you live, a Senate bill is going through to prohibit the release of chemicals into the skies or to alter the weather or atmosphere. And Governor DeSantis says as soon as it reaches his desk, he's going to sign it.
So ridiculous. All that stems from the fact that they believe down here, a decent majority, that Disney can control the weather.
Right.
And so they can get more people into the theme parks. Absolutely ridiculous.
Well, and it appears to be connected to chemtrails, which, by the way, Robert Kennedy said he was going to also look into.
Of course he did.
Yeah, this idea that airplanes are leaving or are crop dusting us with harmful chemicals when we see the vapor trail behind them, and that's all it is. It's just water. And but there's been this conspiracy for as long as I can remember that the thing you see behind airplanes is some secret government crop dusting that is
they're
seeding us. They're poisoning us with something. I've heard everything from computer chips to mind-altering chemicals. I mean, they've tried to say everything, and it's like this is going through the Florida Senate.
May I just say, as it pertains to our head of HHS, when you're taking your advice from a man who thought it'd be a good idea to just throw a bear carcass in the back of his car and admitted that a worm was in his brain for a while, I don't know if that's a reliable source. Don't call me an expert, but I'm just wondering how reliable your source is in that particular situation.
I agree, and there's a part of me that I would rather him chase this stupid chemtrail rabbit hole
Yes.
than to actually
actually
be
do
dealing
something.
with messing around with people
Things.
who measles vaccines and autism and all this. It's like, leave that alone. Yeah, go chase
Go
the
do that. Yeah.
chemtrails, moron.
Go do that. Go do that. Go do that. And it's not helping this state that I just moved to's reputation in America when they're one of the forefronts of like, yeah, going to sign that right away. Don't want to manipulate the weather. It's like, wouldn't you want the weather manipulated? Like, if you could find, you're in the middle of freaking Hurricane Alley. If you knew someone was doing that, wouldn't you then like hold them in contempt or bring them in for hearings and say, why the fudge are we getting all these hurricanes? If you're controlling the weather, could you knock those away somewhere, please?
Yeah, or send a rain cloud over some of the droughted areas out west that have been needing water for years. I mean, if you can control it, why don't you control it?
Correct.
But instead, they're going to come up with some bizarre law that says, by the way, we don't want any weather controlling, and we certainly don't want any chemtrails dropping your crazy poison government.
What the hell? Yeah. What in the actual hell? That's not a thing. It's not a thing, veterans on parade. Stick to your parade routes, you weirdos. I want them. That's how they show up at the different radar posts with their veterans. Ladies and gentlemen, veterans on parade. Diddle, diddle.
How do they always know we're coming? Maybe it's because you're always playing the Washington Post march when you come down the street.
Yeah, Merle, you son of a bitch.
Turn off the John Philip Sousa.
You're off key. At least be in pitch, you son of a bitch.
Let's get to know a really cool scientist, shall we?
All right, let's do that. Oh, yeah, this is great. Before we get to Twismo, I didn't know this was a thing. Apparently, there was a guy, he's no longer with Science Magazine. But years ago, he came up with this whole contest of dance your PhD. So basically, you have your PhD, but then you have to explain it in a musical term or through interpretive dance what your PhD is actually in.
So good.
And every year they then pick the winner. Now, this gentleman has moved on from Science Magazine, but he's still on the board that picks the winner. And there's different categories, different groups. I think it's fantastic because a lot of times people get bogged down in science because it's not really relatable, right? You just read this thesis paper on a PhD, and for your normal run-of-the-mill person, it just all goes right over your head. But you put out a song that slaps like this, and it kind of makes you understand it more exactly what this guy has his PhD in.
It's a good song.
Let me tell you about my PhD. Science meets the dance floor. Let's go. Feel the heat, feel the freeze. It's chemistry, oh please. Tiny sensors deep inside. Set your taste buds on a ride. Capsaicin burning high. Menthol chills, oh my my. Trigeminal pathways light. Sparking fire, bringing ice. Hot, hot, hot. Spicy flames burn, ignite. Feel the heat, take the bite. Hot, hot, hot. Can't be stopped.
Get some air jacking going on.
I mean, he went out and hired dancers. That's what's so cool about this.
Yeah, he went full bore. He's like, you know what? I'm winning this damn contest. I got production value, I got choreography, and I got a track that slaps.
Yeah.
Like, you could play this at a club somewhere and people would get down to it.
Absolutely.
Take a bite. Not the same, you and me. Some feel fire, some feel breeze. Every sip, every taste shapes the choices that we make. Spicy lovers bring the sauce. Cool and crew, chillin' boss. From cocktails to
I want this guy as my science teacher.
Yeah.
We need more of this.
Yeah, we need more of this. It's like these are the scientists we want to follow, not the ones who think that there's chemtrails and weird things in the Doppler radar and everything else.
Dr. Putoff. No, I want this guy. So congratulations. You can search it, dance for your PhD. Dance your PhD on YouTube, where you're watching this from possibly, or if you're watching on Twitch or Facebook. But I would recommend, there's like a list of like 4 or 5 this year. One of them was a Matrix theme one, but that one was Probably the best, had the best soundtrack to it. So congratulations for dancing your PhD.
And now the moment we've been waiting for.
Our most popular segment, which you come for every week. Oh no. What is going on here?
It's time for This Week in Slow-Mo, where we find a video online and break it down because it needs to be slowed down so that we can appreciate all of its nuances. Do you remember when you were a kid on your dirt bike and you would find, I don't know, a piece of plywood and you would prop it up on some cinder blocks and try it never worked? Yeah.
No. Someone got a bad injury at that point. Never held the weight.
Well, this person, and I think based on the language that we hear in the video, it sounds Russian or Belarusian or something East Europe-y-ish, okay?
Okay. All right.
And I will just preface this. Nobody's injured in this video, okay? Because YouTube gets really sensitive about that stuff. But how nobody is injured is really amazing.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, I didn't realize they were that high up. What in the actual, what are you doing?
Now, you're wondering, the guy has to be dead, right? But keep watching.
Hey! That's awesome, brother.
Жека, сядь, посиди.
Отойдите от него, дайте ему чуть подышать. Отойдите от него.
Just rub some dirt on it, Sergey. Walk it off, you tough man. Walk it off, Sergey.
That's horrifying.
Yes. I was not expecting the building to be that high. Like, I saw it going bad from the get-go. First of all, not nearly enough run-up, right? You got to be starting up that hill to get up that ramp. And then, when he didn't make it across, I thought, okay, that's fine. He's just going to fall right to the ground. And then you realize it's like a 4-story structure.
Yeah, I counted 5 stories in there, and I don't know why whenever people try to do this, they forget that the engine is the heaviest part of the car.
Oh, that's true, too.
It's going to go down first.
Truth. Oh, God. That's what saved him right there. That's what saved him at the end, was that last, right before impact on the ground, that last little hit that stopped things just enough. That's probably what saved him. By the way, they weren't even close.
No.
Like, that ramp did nothing. It went just straight down.
What was going to happen if they made it? You can't just drop a car onto a roof.
If you're constructing that ramp, I don't think you thought that all the way through.
That's not what roofs are for. You can't just land a car on it.
Truth. Go ahead.
I think the other thing that saves him is the roof of the car is what takes the brunt of the bricks.
Correct.
If we watch this.
Not even close. Yeah, right there. Not even close. And it's not that far of gap. You know what? Not that I want to condone this stupid ass behavior, but I think you could have a hardcore parkour guy run down that hill and make that leap.
I guess. I mean, was he watching Mission Impossible? I mean, it's just not plausible.
Can we go to the Frank comment real quick before we go any further?
Yeah. Yeah, no, the guy makes it out, and now Frank's mad at me. Yeah, no, it would have been legendary, and it would have gone through the top floor, and then it would have made car impressions all the way down. You would have just seen a hole in the shape of that little car.
Well, they never, to Frank's point, they never panned the camera. Was there another ramp to jump onto another roof?
No.
Maybe, no?
Oh,
okay.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, you think it was
I
going to...
thought maybe on the other side there was another ramp, and he was just going to continue to like Mario that thing over, like doot, 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 doot.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what he was doing. And down we go. Down, down, down below. Right here is, I think, where it saves him. Because that rights the ship just enough. And lessens the impact on the ground. Because once again, he got lucky there. It hit the tire well and flipped it to the side there.
Yeah.
I love how no one's running down the stairwell. They're all just continue to record.
Right.
It's like, well, I can't help them. We got people on the ground. I can't help them. I'm going to stay up here and get it all.
So check this out, though. There's a big group of people right here watching this whole thing go down. So they let the whole village know that this was going to happen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was Saturdays with Sergey. He's like their evil Knievel. Could you believe what Sergey is going to do this Saturday? You see him build a ramp all week? No way he make it over. No way Sergey make it over.
And you know what's crazy is the moment the car leaves the ramp, I mean, it never really gets up in the air. It just
because
tips.
there was zero leadway.
Yeah.
Like, you have to start that further back.
You got to start it further back. And I mean, I think when you go to the crash derby, what's that called? Why am I forgetting?
Demolition derby?
The demolition derby, and they're doing these crazy stunts. Those are different cars, and they're balanced differently.
Correct. Not this dope. And it just bonk. There's no vertical.
And that's what happened when we were kids.
Correct.
Right? You would get to the edge of that plank, and the front tire would just go down. You would never jump.
And you would go ass over elbows and just biff it because it would just go blonk.
They do look like stormtroopers, you're right.
This here is the Empire.
Mm-hmm.
This is our TIE fighter. This is the prototype of the TIE fighter for the Empire. Whoops, Sergey, do it again.
So yeah,
Whoopsie.
He's lucky that it went down like it did, because he could have got a face full of building gutter.
Yeah. Instead, he takes the gutter out. And here's the part where I was flummoxed. So he's going down nose like this. It's starting to go a little bit. And then he hits that last little bit. I think that's what saves him.
Yeah.
Because that stops the impact just enough. And look flips the hood off the car.
Yeah, the car just falls apart. I mean, the thing was it was barely welded together.
It fell 5 stories, Johnny.
It did.
I mean, it fell 5 stories. So you drive your car off a 5-story roof and see how well the hood holds up when you hit the bricks.
I think a Chevy truck probably could have made that.
By the way, the hood falls off, and here comes Solometto to take a dump on it out of nowhere, just to bring it all together. Sergey, okay?
I sent this video into some kind of translator, a couple of different ones, to see if I could figure out what they were saying. And it seems like what they're saying, they're telling him to sit down. And somebody else is saying, I think he's in shock, because he just very well could have been adrenaline, where he just said, I get out and I'm running. If this video would have gone on another 20 seconds, he probably would have just collapsed.
Well, yeah, very true.
Жека, сядь, посиди.
Отойдите от него, дайте ему чуть подышать. Отойдите от него.
I'm fine. I tell you I'm fine.
Yeah, he just kind of waves him off.
Yeah, I'm good. I do not need the medical. I have the money. This economy for an ambulance? No.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, that is one epic mess of a jump.
Yes. Not enough lead up. And just bonk and bam. God bless. Sergey Saturdays with Sergey on the Russian Ocho.
That's right. Next week, I light my pants on fire.
I did not make it to the car. Well, yeah. Stay tuned next week. What will Saturday with Sergey be?
Yeah, you got to wonder. At probably like
One
about
more time in the slow-mo.
Yeah,
Right
right about
about
here where he starts swearing in Russian.
Yeah.
Because this isn't going to work. He knows right now.
Holy Shadinsky. I am really effed. About to pop off, and there we go. Oh, the monkey phone's ringing. Do we want to end with the monkey phone?
Oh, yeah, monkey phone's ringing. We better, yeah, we can't.
I think that's a good way to end it.
Can't do a show without going to the monkey line.
Yes.
We always appreciate you when you call in. Hello, you are on with Mike and Molson.
Okay, let's try this. As the video will clearly show, and Sergey should probably know, you can't make that jump, you stupid chump, in a non-souped up Yugo.
Nice. That is our poet laureate who at some point in the show always chimes in with another great entry into the program to wrap it all up. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. Wow. That one is an epic. That's an epic.
Yeah.
This week
By
in
the way,
slow-mo.
Just to let you know, Sergey is getting an email from Veterans on Parade. If he's willing to drive into buildings, he'll drive into radar towers. So...
All right. We appreciate you joining us from wherever you are, Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube. And, of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You'll see, you get to see this whole thing all over again. But when you join us live, you get to chime in.
That's right. So spread the word, like, subscribe. The big thing is, if for YouTube, ring the notification bell. That notifies you and reminds you when we're going live here on these Wednesday shows.
All right. We'll see you next Wednesday, 6 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Central. Bye.